Hi, beautiful people. Getting ready to dive in here in a minute. This is your girl, Ra. What's going on? Tell me where you're from. So what are you seeing for people?
So far, just hi.
Hi. Hi. Hey, everybody. All right. We are getting ready. We are getting ready. We are live. What's up, Stacy? I know we are gathering the folks. Folks are coming in. Thank you for the hearts and for the thumbs up. This is your girl, Ra. What's up, Periscope? So our Periscope to my left and Facebook to my center. And I'm so thrilled to be with you all today as we're in this conversation of taking stock. Hey, James. What's up? Welcome. I see you all arriving. It's so good to be with you all in this conversation in this time of year as we go there. And I want to tell you right now that this time together that we're going to have is going to be interactive. So I want to encourage you, if you have your notebook, your journal, go grab it, grab your water. We're going to do a little bit of work today as we reflect on our year. And boy, what a year it has been. Can I say that again, you all? Boy, what a year it has been, right? And it is still rolling, right? Up until the very end. It feels like we are just in this level of intensity, which means that the invitation to the light, as my brother James would say, the invitation to the light becomes even more important, and us shining our lights becomes even more important. So I'm going to give some shout outs because I know I see people still joining, and I just want to give y'all some time to get in and get settled. I want to give some shout outs. I want to give some special love, of course, to all my Move the Crowders, all of my academies and badassers and live leaders, and I want to give some love to the Spirit Junkie community, the Masterclass community, level 1 and level 2. It was so awesome to be with you all this year. I want to give some love to the She Summit community and Claudia Chen and the phenomenal, amazing women who are putting it down in terms of women's leadership and the Rise and Lift movement. I want to give love to SVN, the Social Venture Network. I want to give love to the Bali community. I want to give love to the Elevate community. So many of the phenomenal people, souls who are moving and shaking and getting it done. So here we are at the end of another year, which is another glorious opportunity for us to take stock. Taking stock is a classic Move the Crowd tradition, and it is something that dates back to the years when we were just a little bit more than an idea. We would come together as this community and reflect in a very real way and in a communal way on our year and what it is that we've accomplished and been able to achieve this year, and also what it is that we've been able to learn this year, right? And so for those of you who are new to me and new to us, my name is Rock Goddess. I am the founder and CEO of Move the Crowd, and we are an entrepreneurial training company, and we are dedicated to helping people find their passion, their purpose, and their profit by teaching them how to stay true, get paid, and do good. In addition to being a training company, we are also a community of practice. And as a community of practice, we begin our year very intentionally, and we end our year with the same level of intention. And as I said earlier, boy, what a year 2016 has been. In our observation this year, we've worked with the theme of accountability equals liberation. And during the course of this year, the questions we were asking ourselves were, where are we being called to really step into more of the truth of who we are, right, in our true selves? And where are we being invited to allow our true selves to shine through? Also, where are those places in our lives where we were being called to another level of authenticity and transparency, another level of vulnerability and clarity, and ultimately another level of greater trust and more love? And as we stepped into this truer part of ourselves, what did we notice this year about the nature of our contribution and what it is that we're being called to make, right, and called to deliver and called to bring in the world, right? Where were we affirmed in our goals and our dreams and our aspirations? Where were we challenged this year? Where did we grow in our conviction? And Lord knows we had a lot of invitations to grow in our conviction this year, right? Where did we grow in our conviction? And what did we discover about the things that hold us back? How did we do this year, right? In the invitation of Let's Get Free, because Let's Get Free was our anthem. So our opportunity in this moment is to take a look at how did we do this year, right? And where are the places where we want to carry the greatest lessons and insights with us as we move into 2017. So let me tell you a little bit about how this is going to go. I'm going to walk you through in a very focused way the 4 areas and aspects of taking stock. And then I want to invite you and encourage you to take some time coming out of our time together today to actually delve deeper into each of these areas. As I go through each of the different areas, I want to invite you to hit me up in the chat. In other words, we're going to do this taking stock process interactively, and we're going to do it together. And then coming out of our time, thank you for the love of my earrings, Miss Sarah. Coming out of our time together, I'm going to invite you to then go into your own space and go deeper inside of your own process. And also at the end of our time today, I'm going to give you the opportunity to learn a little bit more about the way you can get some additional support. So as you're doing this work and as you're starting to think about 2017, don't worry, I got you covered. So now, what's up, Monica? Hey, Jessica. Welcome, welcome, welcome into the conversation. So now let's go into the process of taking stock. And again, like I said, you guys are going to hit me up in the chat as we move through each one of these sections. So the first area that we begin with is gratitude. And the question is, what are you thankful for? What are you thankful for? As you look over the last 12 months and all of the opportunities and all of the challenges and the ways that you've been engaging in your year, where are you thankful? What were the specific things that you really want to offer up gratitude for? We always lead with gratitude, right? Because that is our commitment, right? We are conscious creators and we lead with gratitude. So what were the rewards or the special acknowledgments that you received this year? What were the opportunities that you had the chance to take advantage of? Who were the people who were really instrumental in your success this year? And where were the places where you received some extra love and extra attention? You just want to notice. And then finally, where were those places where, unbeknownst to you, the universe had your back? In other words, it could have gone one way, but it went another way because there was divine grace right there at the ready and able to support you, right? So I want us to take a moment and just look, and you all hit me up in the chat, right? So Heather is already saying taking stock with you for the past 5 years has been such an important part of my success and feeling peace and closure at the end of this year. Oh, my love. Thank you, Heather. Yes, we love you, and we love the ability to continue to be on the journey with you, right? You had an amazing year this year, right? So I know you're going to be leaning in. Stacy, I'm thankful that all of the above, above all the challenges I face, God gave me the strength to get through it and rise above. I know that that's true. I know that that's true.
And hi from Jamaica.
Yeah. Oh, and Jamaica's in the house on the Periscope side. What's up, Jamaica? Welcome, welcome. Please join us in this process. We're looking at where were you grateful this year. So you all, for me, you know that I had a kind of a rough year in terms of the loss of my dad. And so in this aspect of taking stock, you know, what I think about was the fact that I was grateful to have the opportunity to be with him and to comfort him and be comforted by him right up until the very end, right? And so, you know, this opportunity to be there and say everything that I needed to say to really, really be complete with him before he made his ultimate transition is something that I'm so grateful for, right? So that's one of the ones that's absolutely on my list as I'm stepping into this process. Casey, welcome, Casey. I'm grateful that the LOA works. Yes, I was looking for a tribe. I was looking for a community, and I found, move the crowd. There are no accidents. There are intentions. Absolutely, Casey. We love you. We're so thrilled to have you in the fold. So thrilled to have you leaning in and doing the work with us this year. And yes, it was so serendipitous, right? This is where the grace shows up. So serendipitous in how we found each other. And we're so excited to have you in the tribe and in the community. So you all get where we're going in terms of this place of gratitude. And so, again, you're jotting down your notes, you're hitting us up in the chat as we're in this process, and then you know that you're going to have time, right, to go deeper into this process as you come through. Jennifer, I'm grateful for all the progress I have made in my business, as well as for my new son. That arrived 2.5 months ago. So much more to be thankful for, and so I could go on and on every day. Every day we wake up. Yup, is a gift. Absolutely, Jennifer. So agreed. So agreed. Hey, Jessica, grateful for the Move the Crowd community and for the Social Venture Network opportunity. Absolutely. You rocked it out this year. Totally rocked it out this year. And you all on Periscope, I hope you're doing the same thing, hitting me up in the chat section and letting me know what it is that you're grateful for this year as you're reflecting on the road that you've traveled and all of the lessons and all of the blessings that have come your way this year. So now we're going to start to move to the second section, you all, which is acknowledgement. And this is a really robust section because there's two ways that we approach the conversation of acknowledgement this year. So the first place we're going to look at in acknowledgement is we're going to look at where did you bring it this year? Where did you knock it out the park? Where did you rock the house? Where did you slam dunk it this year? And this is specifically about your highlights and your high points and your bright spots and the opportunity for you to just take this moment and get present to where those were for you in 2016. And as you're looking at where you really brought it this year, what were the things that were pivotal to your success? In other words, what were the conditions or the circumstances or the opportunities that really enabled you to be able to shine, right? So, for us, one of the highlights, I'm going to sort of speak a little bit for the team here at Move the Crowd. One of the highlights for us this year was certainly our True Paid Good Summit and the opportunity to have you all in the room. It was a full house, right? To have you all in the room, our extended community of over 100 plus folks, and to have Paula Abreu, whoop, whoop, shout out Paula, from Rio de Janeiro, and Escola Su Vida, putting it down in terms of her keynote and really supporting us in understanding the nuances of ideal clients and understanding the importance of how to cherish and honor our content as we share what it is that we have in terms of our gifts with our community. And also the phenomenal India Ari was an absolute highlight for us, right? And her incredible Songversation. Shout out India. I don't know where you are, Mama, but shout out to you. We love you and appreciate you. And her coming out as one of the members of the Move the Crowd Tribe was an absolute highlight for me. So what about for you all? What were some of the highlights? What were some of the places where you really feel like you did your best work this year? And you want to just take the moment now, in this moment, to acknowledge that for yourself and acknowledge that in the context of our community as we bear witness to you. Where did you bring it this year? Where did you rock it this year? I want to hear from you. I want to hear from you all. Don't be shy. I know you're out there. I can see you. Where did you bring it this year? Where did you bring it? Where do you want to be acknowledged? This is an opportunity for you to be acknowledged for all of the things that you accomplished this year. So where would you like to be acknowledged? What do you see? Okay, I'm going to give you another minute before I shout it up on the board. I know you all are typing. I can see you typing. So where did you bring it this year? What are you seeing about that?
Did Sarah pop on your screen yet?
Not yet.
We got one for Sarah saying she showed up to take care of her health in a real way.
So Sarah is acknowledging, all right, Sarah, that you showed up for your health and taking care of your health in a real way. That is huge and important because we know you all as busy entrepreneurs that our health and well-being can drop out so easily and so quickly. Where else did you bring it this year? Thank you. I'm getting a little support. Thank you, James. Monica, confidence and power in front of the room as doing more speak. Absolutely, Miss Monica. We want to acknowledge you for rocking it out. Totally rocking it out this year. Jessica, for you, finding clarity and truly birthing a vision of who and what you want to be in the world. Absolutely want to acknowledge that. And Stacy, you agree with Sarah. Yeah, it was all about the health for you. Yes, Mama, especially with the new, I got it with all of the work that you were doing this year. And then Sarah, I release negative coping mechanisms that have fully and committed fully to becoming a more healthy woman. I love this. Heather, I bought it in my interview series. Yes, ma'am. And stepping up in the role as a thought leader around personal storytelling as a pathway to personal liberation. And then Jennifer, I hired a web designer and totally have started rebranding to really step out and be more express, move things under my name as a brand, not be scared to really shine and embrace my spirituality. I love that. And then Casey, I wrote and self-published my first book, Introverts in Sales. Whoop, whoop. Turn your peaceful power into a profitable selling machine in 21 days. And I needed it, as I spoke at a national conference for the first time. How awesome, y'all. This is what I'm talking about, acknowledgement. So now, and this is the bragging section, you all. So now we're going to move to the tell it like it is with love section, which is the second part of acknowledgement. And here, we're going to do this with love and compassion. The opportunity is to look at where did you maybe fall a little short this year? So with all of our best efforts and all of our best intentions, it happens, you guys. Things we planned that didn't go the way we wanted to go, or there was an opportunity and we didn't take full advantage of it in the way that we wanted to. And so here we're looking and simply telling the truth, right? Looking and telling it like it is with love and compassion. Where was the opportunity we fell short? And more importantly, when we look at where we maybe didn't show up in the way that we wanted to show up, what we want to be paying attention to here is what may have been missing for us, right? In other words, what circumstance or condition may have been missing, or what factor, critical factor to our success may have been missing as we look at maybe where we didn't bring it in the way that we wanted to. So again, in the same way that y'all were rocking it out in the first part of acknowledgement, I want to hear from you in the second part of acknowledgement, right? And y'all know the deal. I'm willing to go first. I'm willing to lead by example. So we launched a new digital product this year. We were sort of testing and incubating a digital product this year for a very specific community that we've been cultivating and building. And it didn't quite go the way that we wanted to. And what we learned about it, like in other words, the launch and the launch not showing up as successfully as we hoped, was that we just did not give ourselves enough time. We didn't give ourselves enough time to do all of the internal coordination work. We didn't give ourselves enough time to really figure out the campaign. We didn't give ourselves enough time to really understand the audience and how to talk to the audience and where to find the audience. And for all of you who are out there doing the online marketing thing and launching the digital products, I know you know what I'm talking about. And so as we came back and had that time to assess, we had the opportunity to really look at, in a very unflinching, loving way, what was missing, and actually begin to redevelop and revamp the campaign in a way that's now going to enable us to put those factors into place and to really bring this phenomenal new product that was created by one of our awesome members of our community, this opportunity to really put it into play in a way where it hopefully will receive all of its due, right? Because we've put those components that were missing in place. And so now I want to hear from you all. Hit me up in the chat. Where did you maybe not bring it in the way that you wanted to this year? And what did you learn about what was missing? So I want to hear both pieces of that. Like, okay, here's where I fell short, but not about beating myself up, but more so about understanding what may have been missing for me in this process. So again, hit me up in the chat. Let me hear from you. Where are you in this other side of acknowledgement, looking and assessing about what may have been missing for you, and where you feel like you didn't achieve what you ultimately wanted to achieve? Again, I'm going to give you a couple minutes to type it out. I know you all are thinking about it. I know you all are typing up. And so bring it on in the chat for me. Let me hear you. Let me see you. Okay, you all, and as you're working on that, I want to say something about this particular aspect, because sometimes in this evaluation it can be very easy to go to a place of beating yourself up, right? And we have zero commitment to that. Our intention and our desire is really to be able to assess in a way that actually enables us to be stronger, enables us to grow, enable us to get better at what it is that we want to be creating and what it is that we want to be doing and achieving, right, in the context of our work. And so, again, this is not a place to beat yourself up. This is not about, the shame, the walk of shame. This is not about any of that. This is really about you being able to say, I realized that this was missing for me, and now I have an opportunity to assess and get that feedback and come stronger the next time around. So Stacy, in ways I perhaps fell short was not fully putting myself out there in my business for the fear of the judgment or the missed opportunities. Okay, so we want to look at, Stacy, for you, what was missing in terms of support that would have enabled you to really put yourself out there, whether it maybe was taking advantage of more opportunities, or maybe it was about having a coach cheering you on, to just look and see what was missing there that might have made a difference for you. For Jennifer, my business partner and I had 3 different spaces fall through for our wellness center. That's about the work. We've been learning from each experience, and moving forward, we really need to focus energy on the business. So there may be some questions about the timing around the space and what is the right space, or this opportunity to get clear about your criteria for the space, and also cultivating the right partners so that, when you're actually engaging in this search, you feel like you've got really good support in place to find what is aligned. Or also, are there ways that the business may want to grow more before the space is happening, right? So I just want to support your ability to really assess that. Sarah, I would like to have settled into a more financial security this year. I made a decision to step back professionally to work on my workaholic patterns. But it left me with a struggle with a bit of the finances. So maybe a little more strategizing there in terms of what might have been missing, planning and giving yourself maybe the opportunity to save a little more cushion. And this is the kinds of things we want to be doing, is really assessing, again, not beating ourselves up, not chastising, but ultimately giving ourselves the opportunity to go, okay, if I was to do that again, what would I want to put in place this time so that I could do it in a way that would enable me to show up even stronger? Monica, 60 and 90-day challenge goals of 10 sales. I have made some sales, but didn't make it to 10. Reason, I needed more time and hadn't talked to my clients and potentials for a long time all year long. It's beautiful, your ability to see that you needed more time to cultivate and more runway and time to cultivate and engage and work with your clients in order to be able to achieve that sales goal. So maybe it's 120 days as opposed to 60 or 90 days. Lovely insight. And then Casey, I didn't adequately plan how much speaking I would do, which is important since it was primary for lead generation. Ashe, my sister. As such, I didn't have enough gigs and my income fell. Needed more thorough planning. So Casey, sounds like the same thing in your case, more runway, more time, and then an opportunity to be really clear about how many speaking gigs do you need in order to land the kind of business that you want to land. Heather, I was committed to building my list of 5,000 people and I fell short. I did something that is a very common pattern for me. I started to love the list building project so much and started to see all of the other benefits of the project that I let go of the numerical goals. So good, Heather. This is a really important insight, you all. Sometimes when we see ourselves winning, we take our foot off the gas. Anybody hear what I'm saying? Raise your hand out there. When you feel yourself winning or you see yourself like the goals within your sights, this is like you get to the 20th mile of the 26-mile marathon and you start to pull back, right? You kind of get onto coast mode, right? You go into cruise control. And what we want to learn here is actually that's the opportunity to lean in because you want to keep the momentum. Momentum is real, you all, right? When you're engaging and you're working on something, you want to stay in the momentum because what ultimately then happens is the universe then starts to jump on board with you. And then co-creativity begins to happen. And all of a sudden, things get easier and speed and velocity begin to happen. So this opportunity to keep leaning in when you feel yourself doing well or you see yourself achieving is what is available there. So I just had to say that, Heather. Thank you so much. And then Jen Adamas, whoop, whoop, joining late but right on time. My celebration, so I'm going to hold that. We're going to come back to your celebration, Jen, when we get to the celebration section, but I just want you to know that I see you, my love, I see you. And then Jessica, I fell short with my financial goals. I think that the clarity was missing for some of this, and I need to find my audience. Excellent, excellent insight, Jessica, right? And sort of what you need to do in terms of bringing the rigor around your value proposition and the rigor around who is your ideal client and who do you most want to serve and how do you get to them. Bonnie, lovely. Welcome, Bonnie. Better planning and follow through. Heather said yes, staying in the momentum. This is awesome, you guys. Awesome, awesome. You are so rocking it. So rocking it. Okay. So now you get the idea of this, right? And I want to say to you, the opportunity is to spend some real time here, because if you're willing to go there and go deep, the insights are going to be like gifts that just keep giving for you, especially as you start to turn towards 2017, right? You want to carry those insights with you and those lessons with you, because that's what's really going to enable you to create a more robust plan and also a more grounded, a more feasible, a more sort of realistic growing edge plan for yourself in 2017. And again, I promise I'll talk more about that at the end of our time today. So let's now move to the third area. The third area is completion. And completion, I say all the time, is an act of liberation. And so this whole year has been about getting free. And in this section, you have the opportunity to get free, you all. And so here, what we want to do in the completion section is we want to look at where is the unfinished business for you. Where is the things that are still sort of left to be undone? And I'm going to look at them in 4 different areas. So the first area is projects. In other words, what is the stuff that still needs to get done for you? The things that you committed to this year, the initiatives you said you were going to work on this year, and where you still may need to be dotting the I's or crossing the T's. You want to take a minute and just look at what the deal is there. And here are the 3 categories I want to invite you to put your remaining to-dos in, right? So one is what you are absolutely going to get done over the next 2 weeks and really prioritizing that. 2, looking at what you're going to bump to 2017. Yes, you guys, you get to do that. It's not about killing yourself over the next 2 weeks, but looking at what you want to bump to 2017 and actually doing that. And then 3, what you want to let go of, like what it is that you may have said you were going to do, but as you really look at it, it doesn't have juice for you. It's not serving your larger plan or your larger vision. You actually get to let it go. Yes, you all, deep breath. Let it go. Just release it. You can cross it off your list. Nobody says you have to do it, right? So that's the first area. The second area is, so that's projects. The second area is promises. Promises is here's where you've given your word, things you've said you were going to tend to, things you said you were going to follow up on, something that you've promised to deliver to somebody else, something that you've promised yourself you were going to get done and it's really, really important to you, or connections you've promised to make, introductions, whatever the case may be. You are surveying your promises and you're doing the same thing. You're looking at, okay, what am I going to get done over the next 2 weeks? What do I need to re-promise? In other words, if you have a promise out there to somebody else, or even if you've got a promise to yourself, where am I going to re-promise that, right, for potentially 2017 or pushing the date out further? And then what's something that I promised that I actually realized I'm not going to do, and I don't have the bandwidth to do, or I don't have the capacity to do, or I don't have the will to do? And what are those follow-up conversations I may need to have in order to complete the fact that I'm not going to follow through on that promise, that I'm not going to deliver even though I said I would? When we get to people, which is what we're tipping into now, these can be some of the hardest conversations to have, but you all, I promise you, the managing of your integrity is bigger than anything else. In other words, people's ability to trust in you, people's ability to rely on you, doesn't only have to do with the ways in which you're delivering on the things that you said you would deliver on. That's a huge and important piece. But when things break down, how do you show up? You guys hear me, right? When things are not going the way that you hope that they will go, how do we show up with full integrity and full accountability and full ownership, right? Remember, accountability equals liberation here. So, with people, where are the conversations that you have yet to have that you know you need to be having, or you know you want to be having? What is it that you have not yet expressed that you know you want to express, or you really need to express? And who do you need to express it to? So in the context of having these conversations for completion, you're looking at the people in your lives and you're starting to make a list of where are the places where you're needing and wanting to have those really important conversations, right? So I'm going to go to the chat now and see what you all are saying about completion. Aha, so in terms of projects, this is good. I'm queuing up people, you all, so we're getting ahead of the curve. So I'm on projects now, but I'm getting ready to get to people when we look at the chat section. So for Stacy, it's finishing some MP3 guided meditations and putting them up on my website, finally as promised. Yes, Stacy, go there, go there, go there. For Jennifer, 2016, working with the web designers to finish the rebrand of my one site and put up the website for my wellness center. I'd like to also look at more spaces for the center and hopefully choose a space in the next 2 to 4 weeks. I love your commitment, Jennifer, here. We want to hold it up for you. Lovely, 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 lovely. Okay, and then in terms of the people, conversations for completion, conversations to resolve a maybe outstanding conflict, the opportunity to acknowledge someone for their support this year, if they've supported you in a way that you really, really appreciate it. Also, conversations for additional support, if there are ways in which you want or need to be supported this year. Opportunities for future collaboration in 2017. So again, I want you all to make the list of the people who you want to be in communication with or who you know you need to be in communication with so that completion can occur as it relates to the context of your relationships. And then finally, the last aspect of completion is where are you being invited to get complete with you and you? Yes. So if there was any beating of oneself up this year, any places of shame, any places of fear, any places of doubt, I want to invite you to create some sacred space to have that come to Jesus with you and really let it go. Sometimes we can be our worst critics. You all know what I'm saying. Like nobody is harder on us than we are on ourselves. And so I really want to invite you in this moment, in this aspect of completion, to really get complete with you and you. Set aside time to do some sacred journaling, or go take a walk on the beach, or go spend some quiet time in nature, hiking, or sitting by the water, or actually immersing yourself in water. And I want you to create that time with the intention of really saying, whatever is in the past, is in the past. I let it go. I'm not beating myself up. I'm not holding it over my head. I'm not making myself the bad person, right? I'm coming back to being in really good and phenomenal relationship with me and me. So that, my loves, is completion. Let's get free. So that's your blueprint for getting free. Okay, now we're going to move to the fourth and final section of the taking stock process, which is actually my favorite and one that I had to really grow into, and that is celebration. We do not celebrate enough, and I mean particularly in the day-to-day. We are very reluctant to see our progress and acknowledge all of the milestones that we're achieving along the way. For many of us, celebration, if we do it at all, because y'all know some of y'all achieve and then it's like next, and you're not even taking a breath, right? But for those of us who even have celebration be a part of what we're up to and what we do in our day-to-day, sometimes we wait until the big thing is finished to celebrate, as opposed to finding those little moments in the context of the day-to-day to be able to celebrate. And so in this aspect of taking stock, as you look over the last 12 months, where do you want to bring celebration to bear, right? In what ways did you rock this year? All of the accomplishments. In what ways are you wanting to celebrate the learnings, the lessons, the insights, right? That well-earned, hard-earned experience. Where did you grow in terms of your personal growth and development this year? Where did you grow around your venture this year? Where did you grow around the health and well-being in your relationships this year? What about in terms of the quality of experience with your family? What about in terms of your own health and well-being and your own quality of your life, your own quality of experience, right? What are all the things that you want to be celebrating in each of those aspects as you reflect on the road that you have traveled over the last 12 months? So here, what I want to hear from specifically is, how are you going to celebrate? What are you celebrating and how are you going to celebrate? And if you've not already made that decision, guess what? This is your moment in real time to make that commitment, and this is your moment in real time to actually begin to do that, right? So let me hear from you. Hit me up in the chat. Where and how will you be celebrating this year? So let me tell you what's going to happen for me. And you all, I've been working, and like I know you all have been working. It's a way that sort of things have exploded, let's just say, since November, and we all understand and know why. It's like people are now really wanting to get into their passion and their purpose. They're really wanting to line it up so that they hit the ground running for 2017. So I have been busy, as I know you all have as well. But I promise you, my mother-in-law is coming in tonight, literally flying in the air as we speak. And we are going to have some time, some good quality time. We're going to do some spa. We're going to do some little shopping, all kinds of girl stuff. You know, you guys know. And my fellas, you will do, I'm sure, your version of whatever that is, you know, your guy stuff. Go get those new fly headphones, right? Or, you know, go check out that new app or whatever that new piece of technology is, or whatever it is that you guys love to do. But I really want you to be specific about it, you all, and I want you to be adamant about it and intentional about it, and not sell yourself short on this aspect of the process. This is also about completing and closing the year. So literally, when we put the seal on 2016, she is really a done deal. We were carrying the best of that energy forward with us, and anything that we want to leave behind is officially left behind. So hit me up in the chat. Where are you celebrating? How are you celebrating? I'd love to hear from you all. Even just if I hear from one or two folks, I'd love to know what you're doing. What are you doing? And again, as you're making the promises, it's so interesting, you all. I'm watching James over here who's helping me out. And James is like, we're not seeing anybody in the chat. What's going on?
People are there. They're there.
Okay, here we go. So I launched a Safe Spaces organizational leadership training last week, and we'll promote it over the next 2 weeks. Awesome. So Jessica, that's work, and I love that, and I'm going to say to you, go for it. But I also am going to ask you, where are you going to celebrate, girlfriend? You've been working hard this year. I personally know you've been working hard this year because I've had the opportunity to bear witness to you. So I want to know where you're celebrating. Stacy, I think some of those conversations have to happen with ourselves. And knowing our limits and knowing it's okay to say I can or can't reach out for help when needed. Stacy, I love where you're going there. Yes, and I am going to say to you also this opportunity to honor yourself with some self-care. So I'm curious about, in the context of celebration, where you might be inviting in some self-care there, okay? Monica, going to a big New Year's Eve party for the weekend. Awesome, girlfriend. So hopefully you're going to get fly, dress to the nines, grab your beloved, and go kick up your heels. I love that. Casey, I love that. You hadn't thought of that. This is very good. You're going to get a mani-pedi. I love that. Love that. Yes, you all. The self-care and the pampering is necessary, and that is for my men and my women alike, right? Celebration is key. Celebration is important, critical, necessary in this context of taking stock. All right, my love. So there you have it. Gratitude, acknowledgement, completion, and celebration. Those are the 4 aspects of taking stock. Taking stock gives us the opportunity, this process gives us the opportunity to reflect on the power of life. And I do want to say that, you all, that, you know, life is precious, right? And some of us are beginning to be aware of even just what happened in Berlin today. Life is precious, right? And so I do want to say to you all that it's an opportunity for us to celebrate no matter what kind of year we have. We made it. We made it through. And we have the opportunity to set the table yet again for 2017. So I really am going to say to you, as you're celebrating, to raise your glass and have a moment of silence for the power and the preciousness of life. And also to acknowledge that this process enables us to recognize that we are conscious, active shapers of our respective and collective destinies. And this process of taking stock enables us to do that, enables us to honor that, and enables us to see our progress, our growth, and our evolution. The last thing I want to say to you all is that as you are doing this process towards the end of this year and you're starting to invariably look towards 2017, if you need additional support, we are here for you. We are launching a brand new opportunity at the top of the year. It will be available for a limited time only. It will be a limited number of seats, but listen, if this calls to you, we are actually going to support you through a new offering called Your Plan for Success. So every year we've offered some selected spaces for people to come in and work with coaches coaches one-on-one as they're creating their goals for the year. And this year we're going to do that and also build in a brand new digital product to support that process. You're going to be able to take stock. You're going to be able to set your goals for 2017. You're going to be able to do a robust needs assessment process that actually has you look at in real time what's in your gap and what goals are on your growing edge. So you're assessing what you've got the capacity to achieve in real time. And then finally, you're going to be cultivating a winning strategy to be able to make sure that you not only meet but actually surpass your goals for the coming year. And so you're going to get a little note if you just hit us up at the website. For those of you who are not on our mailing list, just sign up and you'll get access in the next week or so with a special invitation to join us to be able to participate in doing your plan for success and really setting yourself up for an incredibly powerful 2017. You all, this is my last Facebook Live of the year. I want you to know what an honor and a privilege it is to serve you, what an honor and a privilege it is to be a part of this incredible tribe and family that is Move the Crowd. We are, as you can imagine, planning and getting ready to bring it to the next level in 2017. You all know how we do. But I love you. I appreciate you. Please enjoy yourself. Please take incredible care of yourself. Please be sure to celebrate all that you have accomplished, all that you have learned, all that you've grown through and grown to this year. And have a phenomenal holiday season. And know that I will see you at the top of the year for our New Year's message on January 2nd, which is also going to be a Facebook Live. We're switching it up again this year in terms of the format. And between now and then, just know that we love you, we appreciate you, we honor you, and we cannot wait to see you and to serve you in the new year. This is your girl, Ra, signing off. Have an incredible rest of your day and holiday season. Peace. Big hug, big kiss. Bye.